I'm Oklahoma women's basketball coach Sherry Cole, and you're watching Big12Sports.com.
Hello and welcome to the Big 12 Report presented by Dr. Pepper. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent. This week, my co-host, Sean Dorey. We're going into the final month of the year and the final week of the football season. But first, let's talk a little volleyball.
That's right. Few people can make the claim that they've played one sport at the Division I level. Wendell, I know you and I are not among that select few. But now Baylor's Melissa Jones and Oklahoma's Carly Roethlisberger can make the claim that they've played two sports at the Division I level. Our own William Draper has a look at how these two women have transitioned from the basketball court to the volleyball court.
After successful basketball careers that included trips to the Final Four, Baylor's Melissa Jones and Oklahoma's Carly Roethlisberger are doing more academic work this year and have one season left of eligibility. Each had backgrounds in volleyball, so they decided to compete in that sport.
Well, truthfully, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with the rest of my life yet, and a lot of things didn't go according to plan. So it kind of led me on into, staying in school another year and having this opportunity to play volleyball. It's a huge transition, just being able to get involved with the system that is run here, and it's not just about athleticism anymore. There's a minor, all these little details that you really have to pay attention to.
For Roethlisberger and Jones, making the switch from basketball to volleyball has involved refining their skill sets.
It's a whole different world as far as the technique and skill goes. With the conditioning and the athleticism, I feel like that's been a pretty easy transition.
We never realize what's going to happen to us, or our plan A is usually God's plan B. You're not really sure, and so it's kind of led to volleyball, and that's where I'm at.
Roethlisberger obviously was able to make the basketball to volleyball transition with relative ease. Earlier this week, she was named the Big 12 Newcomer of the Year.
She has been a wonderful addition to our team. She works extremely hard. She focuses and she wants to get better at the game of volleyball.
Jones and Roethlisberger and their teammates will be participating in the first round of the NCAA tournament Friday. Baylor will face Michigan in Palo Alto, California, while Oklahoma will travel to Los Angeles to play in-state rival Tulsa. For the Big 12 Digital Network, I'm William Draper.
As Will mentioned, the season will continue for Baylor and Oklahoma as they were selected for the NCAA tournament along with 5 other Big 12 teams. The Big 12's 7 selections are the most for the league since 2005 and mark the 3rd straight season in which the conference has advanced 5 or more squads into postseason play. The Big 12 is 23-4 in the past 5 years of NCAA first-round action, so if past years are any indicator of success, these 7 teams can make a long run in the NCAA tournament. Now from the volleyball court to the gridiron, only 3 games on the schedule this week. Wendell, still a lot up for grabs with the Big 12 trophy on the line and bowl selections. Tell us what you think.
Well, we're going to start out with Iowa State playing at Kansas State, and the Wildcats still have a chance to finish on top of the standings with a victory. Kansas State was picked to finish 8th in the preseason, and its only losses have come to the Big 12's other 2 top teams, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Colin Klein has 25 rushing touchdowns for the Wildcats, and he ranks 2nd nationally among quarterbacks with over 1,000 yards in rushing. Iowa State will try to win in Manhattan for the first time since 2004. The Cyclones have gone 3-1 with redshirt freshman Jared Barnett at quarterback. Texas visits Baylor, and the Bears will try for back-to-back victories over the Longhorns for the first time since 1992. The Bears can improve their bowl position and win 9 games in the regular season for the first time since 1980. Baylor quarterback Robert Griffin III, who missed the second half of last week's game with concussion symptoms, has recovered and will play. A productive game and a victory over Texas could boost Griffin's chances of winning the Heisman Trophy. It's fitting that the last game of the Big 12 season is the most important as Oklahoma visits Oklahoma State in what could be one of the biggest bedlam games ever. If the Cowboys can end their 8-game losing streak to the Sooners, they'll win their first Big 12 championship and their first trip to a BCS Bowl. Oklahoma can claim its 8th Big 12 championship and earn a Fiesta Bowl trip with the victory. Oklahoma State quarterback Brandon Weeden leads the Big 12 in passing, while Oklahoma's Landry Jones is 2nd. Each has thrown for over 4,000 yards. And here's a look at Saturday's schedule. Iowa State is at Kansas State. The Texas game at Baylor is scheduled to start at 2:30 p.m. And Bedlam Oklahoma at Oklahoma State, is a primetime affair with game time of 7 p.m.
Bedlam sure is a great way to wrap up the regular season. Now, Wendell, it's time for your world-famous shout-outs. Who's making headlines in your world this week?
Going to start out with the Oklahoma State women's soccer team. The Cowgirls concluded their season with a heartbreaking 2-1 overtime loss at Stanford last Friday. Oklahoma State, for the second consecutive season, finished one victory short of becoming the first Big 12 team to reach the College Cup, which is the NCAA Final Four for women's soccer. The Cowgirls, the Big 12 regular season champions, finished 22-2-2. That's the most victories in school history. For my second shout out, I'm going to circle back to volleyball and congratulate Texas for winning the Big 12 championship. It's the fourth regular season title for the Longhorns, and they finished 15-1, winning their last 14 conference matches. UT coach Jarrett Elliott was named Coach of the Year. Bailey Webster of Texas was the Player of the Year, and Haley Eckerman of Texas was the Freshman of the Year. Iowa State's Kristen Hahn was the Libero of the Year, while Oklahoma's Sally McLaurin was the Defensive Player of the Year, and OU's Carly Roethlisberger, who we featured earlier in the show, was named Newcomer of the Year. The last shout-out also deals with postseason awards. With the football season ending Saturday, the Big 12 coaches will begin selecting the All-Big 12 team and individual awards. With so many deserving candidates, deciding the Big 12's first-team quarterback will be one of the many challenges. You've got Baylor's Robert Griffin III, Oklahoma State's Brandon Weeden, Oklahoma's Landry Jones, and Kansas State's Colin Klein. Well, that's 4 worthy candidates for just one first-team spot, and I'm glad I don't have to vote.
Wendell, I'm glad I don't have to make that decision either. But fans, we're giving you a chance to have your voice heard. Visit our Facebook page or hit us up on Twitter and let us know who you think should be the first-team All-Big 12 quarterback, as well as the other honors as we wrap up the football season. A reminder that the All-Big 12 official team will be released on Wednesday. That's it for this week. For Wendell Barnhouse, I'm Sean Dory. Thanks for watching the Big 12 Report, presented by Dr. Pepper.